Now, this isn't necessarily a criticism, but I've noticed that a lot of YouTube atheists go around and debunk the videos of the religious online, and they tend to only go after the big names. You know, the videos made by theists with thousands of subscribers in an attempt to garner more subscribers for themselves. Sure, I guess that enlarging your own viewership is important, but I'm more of a substance over success kind of guy. I just look for the videos that I have something to say about, not who I can earn subscribers with. This guy is just one example of that. He has virtually no subscribers. He has very few views. In fact, I'm likely to do more to increase his exposure than he is to increase mine. But I do have something to say about what he's asking, therefore, here I go. So let's answer a few more questions from a theist, shall we?
Right, my brothers and sisters, I want to thank you to my YouTube channel. I do not plan on being on here this long. This is like my fourth take on this, and I'm going to try to make it as short as possible. And it seems like it's going about 40 to 50 minutes on my conversation. But I have some questions that I would like to get answered. So I'm going to make this as short as possible. My first question is this. Why? I'm trying to think of how to put that question. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of how to put that question.
You know, you could actually figure this out before you start recording. Maybe, I don't know, write down what these questions are going to be so you don't sit there looking so silly. I mean, just a helpful suggestion and all.
And this is to atheists. Why do atheists believe what they believe? Please answer me.
Well, that's easy. We believe what we believe, or more accurately, don't believe what we don't believe, because of the amount of objective demonstrable evidence that exists, or in this case doesn't exist, to support it. That was simple. In fact, it was so simple, I find it hard to understand why you would have had to have asked that question at all. If there was any actual, demonstrable, objective evidence for the God that you claim exists, I'd believe it. Because there isn't, I don't. Did you have something else?
I'd like to know. I have 3 simple questions for an atheist. You do not believe in God, let alone in a creator of this universe. How was this universe created then? What was the making? What brought about this universe? Then the next question, that's the first question. What brought about this universe?
Wait a minute. I thought you already asked your question. Now you have 3 more? So you have 4 questions. I wish you would have thought this out better. Okay, heck, I'm game. Let's go. No, I don't believe in a God or a creator because there's no evidence that a God or a creator actually exists. You already assume, without demonstrating it, that the universe was created. Creation assumes an intelligent act that you have not shown actually occurred. We know that the universe came into existence. We do not know that it was magically poofed into existence by a fanciful magical man in the sky. I'm not interested in what you wish was true, only in what you can demonstrate was true. We have evidence for the Big Bang. We have no evidence for a magical creation. Because we have no evidence, I have a question for you. Why would you believe such a thing ever happened? Think about it before you answer.
My second question is, if there is no God, and for you who belittle this Bible and say that this book is not real, explain how come this book, that the Bible, is more accurate than any book on the face of the planet. It is accurate to a T of events that have happened and that are beginning and will happen in the future. Perfect example.
Well, of course the Bible is real, you've just held it up. That doesn't make it accurate at all, and if you think that it is, you are woefully uneducated. Clearly, You have never tried to objectively verify anything in the Bible because if you did, you'd find that it's laughably ridiculous starting from the very first page. Your blind faith is not something to be proud of. It just isn't. The creation myth in the Bible never happened. We can prove that with objective evidence. The flood story in the Bible never happened. We can prove it impossible. You may not want to believe that, but that doesn't make your belief so. Further, nothing in the Bible qualifies as a credible prophecy of future events. They give no specifics that allow us to accurately look forward to the future event before it happens. You can only decide what a supposed prophecy meant after the fact, in retrospect. And people don't really agree on what prophecies meant what, if they mean anything at all. Having a vague claim about future events that can fit a wide number of possible scenarios, that's not impressive. You want to know what would impress me? If somewhere in the Bible it said, on October 15th, 2015, in the American city of Chicago, an asteroid is going to impact at the corner of Randolph and Halstead. And if that actually happened on October 15th, 2015, I'd be impressed. Let me know when you can come up with something like that.
It depicts, it predicts the killing of Christians, of Judean Christians, of people who believe in Yeshua as their Savior and Yahweh as their God. It predicted, it told of a time that Israel would become a nation again, and that their language would come about again. That's two questions.
Well, if that isn't the vaguest prediction ever, I don't know what is. I can predict that tomorrow, somewhere in the world, Muslim extremists will kill someone who disagrees with their theology. And I bet I'm right too, but that doesn't make me a prophet. It also doesn't say that Israel would become a nation in any specific terms. When is this supposed to happen? Someday? So you're saying that it can never be falsified. We could have been waiting for 1,000,000 years for this supposed event to happen, and if it ever does, prophecy fulfilled. Sorry, not impressed.
My last question is, if it has been like this, where there is no creator, my last question is, how is it, how did the earth come to sit right perfect to where my last question is this.
Come on. You can do it. Get a few of those brain cells barking. Come on.
Where did life come from? That's my last question.
Well, there are many different ideas. Some are better supported than others. All of them have some evidence to support them, unlike your idea that some magic man in the sky just poofed life into existence. Regardless, we've shown that it's possible for life to come into existence from non-living materials, and once it's done so, evolution through natural selection is a perfectly demonstrable mechanism to explain the diversity of life that we see. There's no need for any gods in the process. Now, I'm glad I answered your questions. I guess we'll be calling it a day early then.
Now you know my three questions. My first question is, how did the universe get started?
Wait a minute. Didn't we already do this one? Hold on. Did I accidentally rewind to the beginning of this video?
How did the universe come about? Second question. Why is the Bible so accurate?
Done already? Are you thinking that some atheist over the internet is going to break into your video and answer these questions while you're still recording? I don't really get where you're going with this.
Third question. Where did life begin? That's all I have to say, my brothers and sisters. I appreciate you tuning in. Maybe these 3 questions I have for atheists.
Well, it can't be all you have to say because you're only halfway through the video. Have you ever heard of editing software? So you don't look like such an idiot online? Here, let me give you a little helping hand from one YouTube content creator to another. Write out a script for what you have to say so that you have the slightest clue what you're going to be saying while you're saying it. And when you're done reading what's on your script, go back and edit your video so that you cut out all the stupid things you said by accident. In this case, you'd have to just cut out the whole video, but hey, I can hope, can't I?
And I have it because, I've been watching. The good Lord put it upon my heart to watch some of these, and I had a lot of questions.
You didn't have a lot of questions. You had 3 questions. Well, all right, maybe 6 questions because you asked them twice. All right, plus the first one, that makes 7. So you had 7 questions, all of which you could have found out the answers to with a simple Google search. So you haven't asked anything really complicated. You haven't asked anything difficult. Why did you pick these questions in particular to waste our time with on YouTube? Are you just too lazy to look it up for yourself?
And the questions I have are not in doubt of the Word of God. It's in, where are you coming up with your logic? I would like to know that.
I'd like to know the same about you. You have none that I can see. You have blind faith and utter ignorance in the world around you, especially for the evangelical and fundamentalist breed of Christian. It seems that you're lacking anything remotely resembling a basic high school education. You people clearly know nothing about anything except what's in that silly book of Bronze Age mythology, and you don't even know why any of that's there. You just blindly buy into it. Now, before you come back at me and start saying I'm going to hell because I don't believe in your silly imaginary friend, keep in mind that what you're about to say has no more validity than a Harry Potter fan saying that you're going to suffer from the killing curse because you don't bow down to their Lord and Savior Voldemort. Believing in crazy crap doesn't impress anyone.
Because, the truth is, I'm a Judean Christian bully according to Eddie Becker. Eddie Becker has a channel on here, and he calls me a Christian bully. He says because I don't believe in his way, I'm a Judean Christian bully, and I'm a fearmonger. I threaten people this. I scare people that.
Okay, I have no idea who this Eddie Becker person is. I did a quick YouTube search, and the only things I found was a guy who does instant left-leaning documentaries, whatever those are, some guy who does gaming videos, and a single video on some other channel called Christic Institute Footage. So I really have no idea who this Eddie Becker guy and what he's all about. Now that said, I wouldn't say that our Christian friend here is a bully, and I haven't seen enough footage to say he's a fearmonger. Ignorant? Yes. Bully? Probably not.
I'm neither here nor there. What I am is a man of God. And it irritates me to see these atheists out here claiming wisdom that they don't even know nothing about.
Why don't you try looking in the mirror before saying that? You clearly haven't got the slightest clue about anything that falls outside the covers of your own holy book. Now, if someone said something mean about you that was unjustified, alright, that's a shame. But if it was true, and again, I have no context, so I don't know if it's true or not, but if so, then maybe you need to take a good long look at yourself and your beliefs and your clear and obvious lack of basic knowledge about the world and find out what it is that you're doing wrong.
Many of them have the truth is, you can read so much and get so much knowledge that knowledge is worthless. You don't know how to use it. Common sense teaches you how to use your knowledge. And knowledge teaches you how to apply your common sense.
And that's where you're going entirely sideways. Common sense doesn't teach you anything. Having knowledge and knowing how to use it isn't something that magically comes to you out of the blue. That's why there's entire fields of study dealing with how to learn and what to do with the knowledge you acquire and how to think logically and critically and how to evaluate source material to see if it's credible. Clearly, you've never taken any of these courses.
And I don't have a college education. I don't even have a high school diploma. I got a GED. I dropped out when I was 15 years old.
Called it! I think I'm starting to see where your problems lie.
Barely. I was literally 15. You're supposed to say 15. People ask me, well, fell through the cracks. Nobody wanted to mess with somebody as vicious and mean as me. But I have 3 questions that I want answered that I would hope that I get an answer to.
Hold up, are we going back to this again? Seriously? You're going to ask the same questions 3 times each?
How was the universe created? Why is the Bible so accurate? And where did man come from? And I want honest answers.
No, you don't want honest answers because you won't accept them because you've already said that you're not educated enough to even understand honest answers if you get them. This is a problem.
Because for all you atheists who do answer this, I am going to respond back and ask you. I'm just not going to sit there and take your word for you because I have a few more questions that I would like to ask.
Oh, good. Are you going to ask those questions 3 times each too? But I do have a potential issue here. He says he won't take the word of atheists, but apparently he expects atheists to take his word and the word of the Bible as answers for anything he has to say. That's completely hypocritical. I'm sorry, but because I believe it isn't an answer. Because I have faith isn't an answer. I want objective evidence. I'm not going to take your word for it any more than I'd expect you to take mine. I want you to be able to back up your claims and show that they are actually true and demonstrable reality. I'm sure that this will stop him from asking me any more questions because I'm pretty certain that he realizes that he's got nothing but blind faith, and blind faith isn't impressive in the least. Who knows? Maybe he'll surprise me. We'll just have to wait and see.
Because the question is, if you come up with the Big Bang Theory, my first question is, how was the universe created? And it's in a 2-part question. First, how is the universe created? And that's the first part. Second part is, where did the gases and dust come from to create this universe? That is the most important. That will answer both of those questions. Is where did the gases and dust come from that created this universe? I want to thank you.
Okay. Hold up. He's already asked this question 3 times, and now he's asking it a 4th and expanding on it? Okay, fine. I already answered the first part, so where did this singularity come from? I mean, I guess that's what he means when he says gases and dust, which, again, reveals just how little knowledge he has on the subject. Alright, we don't know for certain, but we have a lot of good ideas that are mathematically sound, but after this, we'll have to get into multiverses and quantum mechanics, and I'd just be talking over our Christian's head. That's kind of the problem that we have, that he's asking questions that he's just not educated enough to understand the answers to. So even if atheists do take time to answer his poorly phrased and repeatedly asked questions, he isn't going to get what they're saying anyhow.
My name is Rabbi Daniel Williamson. Praise you, brothers and sisters. May the Lord bless you and watch over you. For those of you who do have an answer, I'm more than welcome. I welcome your responses on here. And I thank you for tuning in. In the name of Yeshua, may you be blessed. May the glory of the Lord shine upon your life. And may you continuously stand in His word. in Yeshua's name. I will see you next time.
Wait just a second. Rabbi? A rabbi is a Jewish scholar or teacher, a master of the Torah. If this guy reads the Bible, if he's not Jewish, if he believes in Jesus, then he can't be a rabbi. Seriously, how can anyone take any of this seriously at all? Wow, that was a real workout. It's a shame that there are so many people who are blatantly ignorant of reality, but who expect the rest of us, those with advanced scientific degrees and an understanding of how the universe really works and how logic, reason, and critical thinking operate, to be able to distill this stuff down for someone who's never even bothered to graduate from high school. It's really not possible without a decent understanding of the world around you, and when we can't dumb it down far enough, they're almost certain to just declare that everything we say can't be true because not only can they not understand it, they only care about what's in the Bible. And you wonder why so many of us have just given up debating theists online. Anyhow, if the good rabbi does respond to me, I'll put a link in the notes below, and any further responses I give, of course, you'll see in the channel. Who knows where this will go, if anywhere. So let me know what you thought in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And I'll be back in another couple days, so be sure to keep an eye out. All right, now put it back in, because that's disgusting.